Hey everyone, my name is Sikta. I'm a doctor based in Australia, and today we're going to be talking about what the lifestyle is like for a doctor working in Australia and just what life looks like in Australia for anyone living over here. So, I'll break this down into things to do in Australia, cost of living, opportunities, food, people, and weather. So, Australia is, the majority of people live in the coast of Australia because the center is quite dry and not really habitable. And as a result of that, you have access to beautiful beaches, the coast, and a lot of naturey things. So I've lived in Brisbane, Canberra, and Sydney, and all of these places just let me be in touch with nature very closely. And these things were just either a drive away, a walk away, or just right next door. So getting out and about and being active has been and is very easy for me, which is incredible. And one of the main reasons that I'm continuing to stay in Australia. Now, if you talk about, activities and food and entertainment, it depends on what city you're in, but larger metropolitan cities like Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane are, filled with activities, especially if you're in the central CBD, so central business district of each city. You'll always have something to do. So either, go for a market or to a market, grab some drinks, go to a nice bar, go to a park, go to a little festival. There's always something going on and happening, which gives a lovely break from your day-to-day, work. Now, if we talk about cost of living, it really depends on which state you're in, but Sydney and Melbourne are some of the more expensive places to live in. And Brisbane used to be cheaper. It's starting to get more expensive because people have started to, migrate over to Brisbane. And the same goes to Perth as well. It used to be more affordable, but it's starting to get more expensive. Now, I'm not really going to say numbers because each city is quite diverse, and it really depends on what suburb you're in, whereby, the average cost of living differs. But I would say it's not that different from Canada. It's just a first world country that's fairly expensive to live in. If you look at opportunities for growth or for things to do outside of medicine, I would say Sydney and Melbourne are the place to be because there are a lot of creative people in the city, or there's just a huge network of creatives, entrepreneurs, and people building things where tapping into that is just far easier in comparison to other cities, in my opinion. Now, if we talk about Australian people, they're honestly really lovely, really chill, very relaxed, and really friendly. And I'm pretty sure I said this in another video, but moving from Canada to Australia was seamless. The cultural transition didn't really seem that shocking or stark, and it was very easy for me to interact with Australians and get along with them. So yeah, the people are really lovely and very similar to Canadians. And last but not the least, the weather. So the weather in Australia is incredible. Now, I prefer dry states. So Perth is fairly dry. Sydney, in my opinion, is fairly dry, as is Melbourne, I'm pretty sure. But Brisbane is very humid. So it's super sunny, but very humid. Melbourne gets quite cold, as does Canberra. Canberra is very, very cold during winters. But if we compare Canada, where you have snow and you have long months of very, very cold temperatures where it's difficult to get out without having to bundle yourself up, I would say Australia just has far better weather with more sunshine and more palatable winters, and quite pleasant winters actually. So yeah, that's something that I really like. But that's my little snapshot of the lifestyle in Australia. If you have any further questions about this, please comment below. If you like this video, please give it a like, please subscribe, and I'll make more.